And welcome back to Mesilla Valley News and Let's Talk Tresco. My name is Gino Aragon. And of course, we are talking Tresco today. And we have a special guest, Brianna Franklin from the
Hi.
DayOne program. And of course, Brianna, we got lots of questions for you. We're going to get
Awesome.
into it. But first off, if you didn't know who Tresco is, for over 54 years, Tresco has been providing professional and individualized services, supports, and opportunities to people of any age with differing abilities, their families, and the communities that they serve. Tresco currently provides services for 12 counties throughout New Mexico in their three main division, which is the TOTS Early Intervention. They also have Tresco Works, and the one that we're going to be talking about today would be the DayOne Home Visiting. All right. So we'll get all the information there. And of course, you can contact Tresco for all of their services by visiting their website, trescoinc.org. And then, of course, giving them a call at 575-528-2200. And I am really excited to go ahead and get into this program because I hear a lot about the DayOne program. And
Yes.
it is, I hear it from a friend, but we'll get to that later.
Sounds good.
But, Brianna, how long have you been with Tresco? How long have you been here?
Oh, so with Tresco overall, I've been here for about 8 years, a little over 8 years. But with DayOne, I've been here for 4 years. So I started back
Wow.
in 2000 and the end of 2018. I love working for Tresco and just, our mission and what we do with the family, serving the community. That's my passion, is definitely, helping out families and just, meeting them and, creating that relationship with those families.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And it is one of those things that, once again, when you say you love working here, and I can see the smile on your face
Yeah.
when you talk about that,
Mhm.
I'm just going to get it out of the way. It is a reoccurring theme that everyone that I talk to loves working with Tresco. They
Yes.
love working towards that one mission that you guys have.
Mhm.
And a friend of mine works for it, and we're going to call her out this time. Wave to Amy. Okay.
Hi, Amy.
And she actually works with you in the DayOne
She
program.
does, yeah.
And she loves working here. She loves everybody that works here. In fact, she had some concerns because everyone was too nice.
Oh, we are very nice, very friendly. She is a great home visitor, Amy. We love her. She's been a great addition to our, Tresco family. She has been, a home visitor. She is always so positive, no matter what, and that's what I really love about Amy. So she's been great. We have a great team, and it's wonderful to work with all these wonderful, people, and on our team, the lady. So it's been great.
Yeah, but she is just part of a great team. You have
Yes.
so many other. I don't want to make it all about Amy, okay? But you have a bunch of people that are working underneath you.
Yes,
How many
yes.
people do you have working underneath you right now?
So right now we have 10 home visitors, and
Mhm.
so that consists of 3 being in the south. In the south, we consider Anthony area, and they serve, Anthony, Chaparral, Sunland, all of that southern part of
Mhm.
Doña Ana. And then we have home visitors here that serve the Las Cruces area. So it's going to be Las Cruces, it's going to be Hatch, and that's what we kind of consider the Cruces area.
Mhm.
And then the rest of them serve Sierra County, which is Tier C, Elephant Butte, and that's going to be 2 home visitors. So that's
Wow.
10. And then I have a supervisor, and then we have a billing coordinator that helps us with data and billing. So yeah.
That is a large area that you've got to watch out for.
Yes,
So.
we do. We serve, Doña Ana's really big and in Sierra County. So yes, 2 counties, but we serve right now. We have about a little over 200 enrolled families.
Wow.
So
200
yes.
throughout the 2 counties.
Yes.
There. That is a lot of work.
It is, but we have a great team that does it all.
Okay. I'm just thinking that's a lot of traveling, probably a lot of beef jerky for me. I told
Yeah.
you. When I'm on the road, it's all about the beef jerky. So
Yes, yeah.
we just mentioned that because she had to go grab a snack.
Yeah.
One of the things I'm going to pull up here real quick, and people might see that, is that you actually have a particular website that you go to, dayonenm.org, that can answer all the questions. And right now, everybody can see that one website that you have right there, which is a pretty awesome website, and they can get a lot of information through that website right there. But right now, what is it that you do? Can you tell me in particular what you do?
My job.
Your job right now, yeah.
Yeah, so I am the program manager of DayOne Home Visiting,
Mhm.
and so that's really looking at the whole program as a whole, kind of if you want to take an eagle size, an eagle view. So I do a lot with budget.
Hmm.
Because we have a budget that we work with at the state, gives us for funds to serve the families. And with that budget, we do, like you said, the mileage because there's a lot of
Yeah, there's a lot of
traveling.
traveling. Yeah.
Resources. We're all about giving resources to these families. Books. Books is a big one. That's one of the main things of the state is to, make sure that kids are ready for school. So how are they ready for school? It's reading. And
Yeah.
books can be expensive. So we have the ability to either lend books out or just to leave it with the family that they can keep. So a lot of it goes to those resources.
Yeah. I remember being a kid, and my parents and both my parents, even after they divorced, they always had some books around,
Mm-hmm.
and I would be reading those books constantly. So yeah, that makes a big difference to have
It
that
does.
availability to those books,
Yes.
which is it's pretty awesome that you guys do that. And of course, you're in charge of just getting the cash and
Yeah.
getting all that stuff for them. So that's awesome.
Yes.
But let's see if we can break it down just
Okay.
just a little bit. Can you tell me what is the DayOne program? Explain that program just a little
So the DayOne home visiting, we serve prenatal families, and then if they have kids, all the way up to the age of 5.
bit.
And the great part is they're free services. That's like the community. Like this is wonderful that they're free.
They're
that
free,
take advantage.
meaning like they
Yes.
don't have to pay for anything.
No, they don't have to. It's a wonderful. The only, if you want to say qualification, is that the mothers or families have to be expecting, or again they have to have kids under the age of 5. So once they turn 5, we help them transition to school.
Mhm.
But yeah, we can just serve them. That's really the only qualifications.
That's the only
Mhm.
and that's an awesome thing to remember about that, because there's really, I don't want to say an excuse, but there's really not a reason to at least take a look at some of the services that you have
Right.
for your
Yes.
kids, because it's all about the kids and making sure they're ready for school and everything else like that. Every year, every few months, actually, there's another survey, there's another little
Mhm.
poll that comes out about
Yes.
education and where everybody sits,
Mhm.
and we have a lot of rural areas in
Yes,
this
we do.
area, so it's
We do.
always good to make sure that every child is kind of taken care of and
Mhm.
every child is ready for what they're going to bring as an adult. And we've
Mhm.
talked to many people before where they've had kids in the DayOne program or the Talk program. They get older and they come up, and next thing they're looking for a job, and Tresco's
Yes.
like,
We're
here we are,
hiring.
we're hiring.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw the
Yeah.
hiring sign outside, so I know
Yes.
that.
Definitely.
So that is awesome. And of course, when you talk about just working with the kids, can you kind of go through what it takes for a visit when somebody stops
Yes.
by, like the initial visit and then the
Mhm.
follow-up stuff?
Yeah. So when you're talking about, why wouldn't a family sign up? It's like, yes, they're free services and we tailor it to the family.
Mhm.
So, two families could have the exact maybe same kind of dynamic where their mom's pregnant and maybe has a 2-year-old, but it's going to look very different. Maybe one of them, is having maybe their concerns about a delay in speech, as an example. And the other one, maybe they're more typically developing, but they maybe need more help with the tantrums or how are they going to be with their relationship with the new baby brother or sister. So we definitely tailor to the families and what they need. But the initial visit that we do, it consists of a lot of paperwork, but just so we can kind of just get the main information, like their address, their phone number, things like that. And then we ask a lot of questions because we also like to see where the family's at. What are the resources that they're needing? Because we can either provide things internally, like for example, the portable baby bassinets,
Oh.
or we can just, or if it's something out in the community that we need to refer them to. So a lot of it's just kind of getting that information, assessments. We do a lot of assessments at the initial, and then about every 3 months or so, they're developmental screeners for the child. They're also making sure the family is, safe and healthy. So kind of, mental health screeners and things like that to make sure everyone's safe, because it's all encompassing of the whole family. So yes, it's for focusing on children, 5 and under, but also for the whole family. So, grandparents can be involved, aunts, uncles, moms, dads, anything like that. And so they do all that kind of the initial. And then after that, we do use a curriculum called Parents as Teachers. And so with that curriculum, it focuses on, activities that you can do with a child, your how to create those bonds with your child, and then like family well-being. So kind of what other supports that they need.
That is awesome. And I love the fact, and it's come up before, I love the fact that you're involving the whole family.
Yes.
It's not just somebody comes in, talks to the kid, we read a few
Right.
things, we talk about a few
Mhm.
things, and then they leave, and then that's it. You actually work with the families so that the families have something to do and that they're working with the children all
Yes.
the time. And like you said, it's not just mom and dad. It could
Right.
be older brothers and sisters. It could be
Mhm.
your aunts and uncles, your
Yeah.
grandparents,
Yes.
anybody that you have
Mhm.
that's going to be interacting with that child can help out. And I think that's awesome that you do that with the entire family.
Yes, because if we think about also the communities we serve, they're very multi-generational sometimes. Sometimes grandparents are living, maybe great-grandparents plus
Mhm.
the parents and the children. So we involve everyone.
Absolutely. And I also like the fact that you said that it is tailored not for the family, but also for the child. Like you
Mhm.
said, you might even have two children in the same household. It
Mhm.
might be in the program, but you're working on two completely different things
Yes,
because,
definitely.
yeah, not everybody's the same.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay? Not everybody's the same. Um, some people are nicer than others. Some people have better hair. I'm having a bad hair day. But no, I mean, everybody is different, and
Mhm.
and it's one of the things that I think a lot of people forget about these days when it comes to um, teaching our kids and interacting with kids,
Mhm.
interacting with people in general. Is
Mhm.
that everybody's different, everybody's unique in their own way, and so
Mhm.
therefore, the approaches that you take to each person in each family are going to be unique.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, yeah. Just a little observation, just kind of noticed that, and it's a
Yeah.
theme that kind of comes around in there. You mentioned the Parents as Teachers affiliate. What exactly is that?
So we have the curriculum that we use, but in addition to that, we also have like certain like standards that they hold us to, parents as
Mm,
teachers, to be an affiliate. So it's having to make sure that we're doing assessments, every quarter, and to make sure that we are keeping up with those. We have to create goals with the families. So
mm,
within the state and with parents as teachers, we have to create goals for the family, and it could be as simple as maybe just making sure my child's development is on track,
mhm.
or it could be more specific, like, hey, the parent maybe needs help finding a job, so I want a job, so let's help them doing that. So
And and
yeah.
and once again, that is one of those things where you are working with that child, and that's the goal, but you're working with the entire family in their
Mhm.
situation and to help them out in many different ways. That you
Yes.
know, every time I talk to somebody new, that always amazes me how much Tresco invests in not just the kids but the family, and I
Mhm.
think that's awesome right there. And once again, you're serving. There's another thing that's pretty awesome. When you talk about the people that you serve, you start with expecting parents.
Mhm.
So we're starting with kids at negative.
Right. So we sometimes could be with a family for, I mean, 5.
We lost our mics for a second.
Uh-oh.
No, not that's my fault. I stepped on the cord.
Oh.
But you were saying when you have kids
So yeah,
from expecting.
yeah. So we could serve 'em, I mean, potentially like 6 years, because they have the 5 years and they're prenatally, so almost 6. And then if they have siblings, so we could be with families for a long time. So that's it's really fostering these relationships. That's what I love about home visiting. It's really having those relationships. I remember because I used to have, serve families. Now I don't now, but I used to. And this mom will still text me and like pictures of her little one, and now she had her second baby. So it's great to see these families that they want to show me these things, and I like that. And so we, still talk and things and still support each other.
No,
So
I can definitely understand, and I know that feeling because if you've talked with Damien, I'll use this as an example. She used to run a home care center, a
mhm.
daycare center at home, and I used to help her out with that. And I really liked working with the kids, but these were 2, 3, and 4 year olds that were coming in,
Mhm.
and now show my age a little bit on this one right here. Now one of them I think is 22 and married
Yeah.
and expecting herself.
Mhm.
Others are now to the point where they're seniors in high school
Yes.
and the whole
Yeah.
thing like that. But it's still cool when I run into them or
Mhm.
something like that, and they say
Yeah.
hi, and you find out how they're doing and everything
Right.
else like that. So, and in this program where you're not just investing, you're investing years into that whole thing.
Right.
And I'm sure every once in a while you might run into somebody that you work with or a family that you work with, and it's
Mhm.
like,
I see
Miss
you.
Brianna,
Yes. Yeah.
that is an awesome feeling when that
Mhm.
happens, and that's pretty cool. That is a job satisfaction thing that is really hard to explain to other people that are working in different industries
Right.
and different things that they do as far as working with kids and others. Teachers will get that a lot and a
Mhm.
few others like that. But it's pretty cool that feeling that they have right there.
And even in events, because we do a lot of events in the
Mm.
community, and that actually happened. I did the National Night Out. I was helping out with that event, and I saw someone when because I used to work on the top side and the early intervention side, and so then I moved over to DayOne. So to see some of the families that were tots and the kids were like 5, 6 years old was amazing to see that, and they still remember me, and I still remember them. So
Yeah.
that's also great to see.
Actually, that was very National Night Out because I was out there as well with the radio station.
Mhm.
That is a great example because I make a joke with Amy because we've known each other for years,
Mhm.
approximately 34 years, if anybody wants to do the math on that one.
Mhm.
34 and a half. But you saw that in action because I joke around that I can't take her anywhere because she's always running into someone that she used to have as a student or a teacher. And that
Yeah.
night, like at least 2 or 3 people were right there in
Mhm.
front of our table when she was just coming by to say hi. Went like,
Yeah.
oh, Miss Amy and everything else
Yes.
like that. And I think that's pretty awesome.
Mhm.
But National Night Out was a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, it was great.
And getting a
Seeing
lot of
everyone.
people to
Yes.
understand what the program.
Mhm.
And like you said, it is free
Yes.
right there. So there's
Mhm.
there's no hindrances as far as cost goes to go ahead and get your
Right.
services. I think sometimes the only thing that a lot of people and maybe a lot of parents are afraid of
Mhm.
is it's almost like the same thing that when guys are afraid to go to the doctor because all they're going to do is tell you what's wrong.
No,
And that's not the
yes.
case. And I know that's
No,
not the case.
yeah.
But a lot of times there is that thought in a
Mhm.
parent's mind is that
Right.
they're sometimes afraid to figure out what's going on with their
Right.
kids because there is a lot of fear with
Yes.
development and everything else. But that
Yeah.
is not the case with what you do.
Right.
You
We're
know,
very strengths based, and a lot of our assessments are on strengths. Where is the family at? What are they doing well?
Mhm.
And then how can we continue to help them to do well? And then maybe if there is an area where there may be a little bit, if you want to say lower on, it's like, okay, how can we create a goal presenting it in a way that's not going to say they're not doing something?
Yeah.
So it just may be an example of they're like, oh, how do I play with my baby? Or what can we do? It's like, well, let's do some floor play. Let's do like we model kind of like, let's do
Mhm.
some floor play. Let's play on the floor with your baby. Let's get, the blocks or this or that. And so sometimes even just modeling it
Mhm.
for the parent, they're like, oh, okay, I know how to do this. So and so did this. I can do that. So just simple things that are, that don't cost money. It's just, we use a lot of resources what they have in the home already because, we don't want families to go out and spend hundreds of dollars when it's not necessarily needed.
Yeah,
A lot of
exactly.
times Christmas time, what do the kids play with? The box,
The
not the
box.
toy. So it's like, what can you create with the box? A fort? Can you do a tunnel? Like, what can you do and work on, fine motor skills or just crawling through stuff on hands and knees? So what can we do, to work with the child and the family with what they have?
Yeah. For me and my brothers and sisters, it was always the wrapping tubes.
Right, and
We
like a sword
we were all
and
we were all
fighting.
Jedis
Yes.
at that time.
Yes, yeah.
But and that's a great example as far as utilizing what you have. And then
Mhm.
kids, their imaginations are
Yes.
just and you can see that at work. You
Mhm.
might not necessarily see things different examples of what they're capable of because each one is an individual
Mhm.
and you have that. But yeah, one of the best times that we have ever had because I think at one point in time there were several things that we were using to get the kids interactive, a little
Mhm.
jungle gym, a little swing, a
Mhm.
little things like
Yeah.
that. We got our hands on a refrigerator box and it was a pirate ship. It was
Yes.
a spaceship.
Mhm.
It was just absolutely everything. And I enjoyed it. And I probably had as much fun as those kids with
Yes.
that refrigerator box that I
Yeah.
wanted to take it home and build a fort.
Right, yeah.
Actually, with the pandemic, I think I did build a fort in my living room just for fun and took
Oh.
pictures of it. So yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
So
Yes.
some blankets, some cushions, a couch.
Yes,
Hey, that is fun, and
exactly.
that is like you said, taking advantage of the
Mhm.
resources that you have at home, and I
Definitely.
think that's awesome. And another thing, when we talk about tailoring it to the individual, and I've used this analogy before, some kids might not get things right away,
Mhm.
but it's like, and I'm going to say something. Look at Stacy as I say this and say it's like a bag of popcorn, and you'll get this
Yeah.
here. Yeah, some of those kernels pop right away,
Mhm.
and they get it.
Mhm.
Some of them will take a while. Some of them you might be you're just getting ready to give up and pull the bag out, and then
Mhm.
it's there.
Right.
So you never know when some of
Mhm.
the everybody's going to go ahead and pop, so to speak.
Right. Yes.
And that's a cool thing when it finally does happen
Mhm.
when you see everybody like that, and that's got to be a very satisfying feeling for
It
everybody.
is, and like you said, going back to the tailoring, and it's okay that that's where the child's at or the family's at.
Mhm.
We just If it's going to take a little bit longer to work on something, that's okay. That's what we're there for, to support them. And, continuing that. And if they do end up leaving our program and maybe they're still working on something, it's like, okay, how can we continue to support them with other resources or outside agencies that maybe can help them continuing on for their goals?
Exactly. And that's what once again, I love about that. Even when they're out of the program, if they needed help transitioning to something else or they needed other resources,
Mhm.
you can always direct them to that, which is awesome.
Yes.
You're not going to leave the parents just hanging on that, which
No,
is something
yes.
that I absolutely love. And of course, like I said, you've got a huge area that you cover in Doñana and Sierra County.
Mhm.
And are you guys looking at any expansion to some?
So we have the state has asked us to actually provide, services in up north, so in Bernalillo County and in
Mhm.
Santa Fe. And that one's going to be a little bit different. We're still kind of in the works of, getting things started up there, but it's still going to be home visiting, but it's going to be there will be a requirement for that one. It's going to be they need to be under Medicaid.
Okay.
But the only thing as well is that there's a very small period of time that we'll be seeing them. It's just mainly prenatal and then just a few visits postpartum, so like after the baby's born. So
Okay.
very small, but then we'll help them transition to other resources that are up there up north. And maybe one day we can expand our services up there to up north and do like the regular birth or the prenatal to 5. So we'll
Yeah.
see where
Well, you got
it
to
takes
start
us.
somewhere, and
Exactly.
and starting with the prenatal care
Mhm.
and everything else. That's well, let's
Very
be honest.
vital.
It's a good place to start.
Yes.
Kind of where it all starts right
Yes,
there.
yes.
But it is something like the program can grow,
Mhm.
and who knows, maybe one day it will get big enough that you're not just talking about 10 people that are
Mhm.
going out and doing home visits, that you might
Right.
be talking about dozens
Mhm.
and others. And once again, the satisfaction of making sure that you've got that one goal in mind
Right.
as a company,
Yes.
which is pretty is really really darn awesome. I did want to talk a little bit more about the website on
Okay.
there, and I'll go ahead and bring it up here so that we can take a look at that. But that website that you have right there, what is some of the things that how they navigate? And that is, of course, day1nm.org. And what
Mhm.
kind of information can you find up there?
So you can kind of just our main goals. What is home visiting? What do we do? It talks about the free services. There's a plugin right there for like we have a few ads running, for YouTube, for Facebook, our Facebook page.
I see the videos. Oh, look at the cute
The little
toes. Okay.
feet, yes. And then they can also make a let's see, the services tab.
It's going to take a second to load.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Oh, and we have English and Spanish there. I
We
saw that.
do,
Yeah,
yes,
nice.
because, especially in the South, probably 90%, if not more, some of them are just mono Spanish
Hmm.
speaking. So we do have the bilingual home visitors. And what's great also about our curriculum is that they do have an English and Spanish, but we do have some families that do speak other languages. So some of the handouts are like in Arabic or
Hmm.
in I think Mandarin is another one.
Mandarin's
So because
very
we do
big.
have some of those families that do, especially from NMSU, they're students, we can see them there, they're at the campus, but we sometimes they need just the kind of that some of the forms in their language, so we can have some of those translated for
Mhm.
them.
Absolutely. I was just looking at when we mentioned Doñana County and Sierra County as being
Mhm.
just those areas that threw it. And then I noticed a list of different cities and towns that are in
It's
there.
a
And
lot.
that is a lot. That's a whole lot
Yes.
that's there right there. And of course, with the website, they also have a Q&A. So if you have general questions, that can probably act that. And of course, contacting you
Mhm.
and your leadership. You got great pictures on these. These are so cute. I just gotta say
Yes,
that.
the
But all the different
babies.
questions and everything that you have about the day one. So you can get all of that information, of course, with the day1nm.org website. And it's a great website, very well put together. I just wanted to throw that in there as a technical type thing. But it is a great website to go ahead and get some resources, ask some questions. And then if they wanted to contact you guys directly, where would they contact you?
So there's a few different ways. I mean, they can contact if like the main Tresco number, or even we have like our children's services number for Tots and Day One. It's a 527 4900.
Mm-hmm.
And then they can contact there. Or I mean, if they want to contact me, we can get referrals in, and phone number I can provide if you'd like. The 575 343 5358. That's also for us. You can message us on Facebook. We have, that's an easy way to get a hold of us.
That's
We'll
right. You guys are up on
respond.
all the social media stuff and
Mhm.
everything. So
Yeah, and so we, can serve the families however they need. If they want to come to the office, we can provide services. Go in the home, we can. If it's through telehealth, we still provide telehealth services. It's more minimal now, but I mean, if it's a phone call or a video call, we definitely can. We like to do, natural environment because again, we like to use the resources of the home,
mhm.
but we can definitely meet them where it's most convenient for them. Or sometimes we go out to the parks, and stuff and just like, hey, let's just go to the park, splash pad, and just have some fun out there.
Absolutely. Why not?
Yeah.
Head to the splash pad. Go talk to the kids.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
still summer, it's nice. Or we've had a lot of rain, so go splash in the puddles outside and let's, do something with the rain
Never,
and
never
water.
underestimate splashing in a puddle after rain.
Yes.
I will guarantee that that is something that is fun. Now,
Yes.
when a child does it, it's cute.
Yes.
Yeah. When somebody my age does it, they start wondering if I'm okay. That's the thing. Like the things that kids can get away with that
Yes.
adults can't.
Right.
One of my favorite games, running around in a circle for no reason.
Yeah. Mhm. My little one does that. Yeah. I'm
Oh
like,
yeah,
"What are
it's
you
fun.
doing?"
If when you get about 5 or 6 3 or 4-year-olds running around in a circle for no reason, and
Mhm.
it's their favorite game,
Yes.
that's just you don't need expensive toys and other things like
Mhm.
that. Just like you said, using your resources, it's
Mhm.
fun. But it once again, the work that you do with the kids and everything else is amazing, and it's also got to be, I guess, some hard work too in there because sometimes some situations are very difficult to work with, and
Yes. I
yeah.
mean, there are because there is, yeah, the families that have a lot of things going on. But what's great is that it's called reflective supervision. And so the staff does reflective with myself or the supervisor, at least minimally twice a month. We have it. And then if they need more, we can do that. And then they also have like a group session. And not that names are disclosed or anything, it's just kind of situations. How do they handle this or other
Mhm.
supports? Like, what have you done in this situation? Or what can I do? Or how do I help them out? And so, like, we'll go to refer them to this place or that place. So it's very helpful for them. So
Yeah.
it's
Oh, one
wonderful.
of the best ways to get some help is to ask somebody who's been through some situations like that, and
Exactly.
you can go ahead and
Yes.
get that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When you don't know someone, ask someone
Mm-hmm.
who has that knowledge or has been through there. Yeah, absolutely. That's a good advice for life. I should probably follow it. Um, and then I will ask you this right off because you've been with Tresco for a while. You said
Mm-hmm.
you used to go off on your home visits. Is there, and once again, no names, no names will be mentioned to keep everybody out there. But do you have, a story or a situation that just kind of sticks out as one of the like brings a smile to your face? And I know there's
Oh
probably a
goodness.
lot.
There's a lot. I mean, I'll even speak for more like a personal experience. So
Okay.
I have a little one and he's 5 right now, but he was actually this is for tots, but he was in tots early intervention. But
Hmm.
being a parent myself and working in the field, it's very scary sometimes because you're like, everything that can happen or what kind of delays or this or that. And as a parent, it's kind of scary. But um I got supported before, I got him evaluated. I got that support and to talk to these people was really great and to help me know like it's okay. And then, then getting him evaluated, later on for speech and stuff. But it was just wonderful to see that level of support
Hmm.
and to know that it's a great service that we offer. And, to experience it firsthand with my little one was wonderful.
That's a good perspective as a parent. There's a little bit of anxiety
Hmm.
that you have, and you work with this, and like you said, you have the knowledge, you understand some of the things that are going
Hmm.
on, and you can recognize some of
Hmm.
the things that are happening right there. So maybe there's a little bit more of that anxiety that could be
Hmm.
built in when you see that. But there's a lot of anxiety that the parents have when it comes to their children because
Hmm.
you always want everything to run just perfectly, and then unfortunately some things just don't do
Hmm.
that way.
Yeah.
But the fact that you give the parents that support, again,
Yes.
once again, getting the whole family involved and
Mhm.
everything like that is an amazing service that you guys do, and I think that's pretty darn awesome. So,
Yeah.
yeah, good job, Brianna. Good job. I said we
Yay!
would do this. High five. Good job. All right. And is there anything else that you wanted to add? Anything that we might have missed or it didn't cover there?
I think that was kind of we talked about where we can provide services, what
Yeah.
age, free
Hmm.
services. I think that
Okay, yeah,
was
because most of your visits are done at home, but like
yeah,
you said, you have options for meeting people and
right.
getting different things there if
Mhm.
that's something that happens. So yeah, cool. The only other thing I can say is once again, check out the website if you have any questions about the Day One program, which is DayOne NM.
Mhm.
And that's DayOne as in DayONENM.org. It is a great website. If anything, go there to look at the little baby pictures. They're so cute. And of course, they can also call 575-343-53. What is that?
5358.
5358. Thank you.
Yes.
And the eyes aren't as good as they used to be. But that is definitely a number that they can go ahead and call as well, and to get a lot of more information. And just in Tresco in general, to get more information about not only the DayOne, but the TOTS program and the Tresco Works. Of course, you can always head to trescoinc.org, or even give them a call at 575-528-2200. But I encourage you as a parent, just to even get the visit done yourself, to get just like an evaluation, just kind of see
Yeah,
where you are.
exactly. That's what we
Exactly.
tell them, just get evaluated, see where they're at, and then you can kind of decide what you want to do. And I mean, you can even be in service and say like, oh, I don't know if it's going to work out. You can stop, but I don't really see that happening. Once we get them in, they want to stay because they love the support, they love the resources, they love the home visitors or maybe the therapists on the top side, any of that. So
I think they love the results,
yes.
because once you go through that evaluation and you kind of see where you are, and you see some of the things you work on, and then you see the whole program in action, and then you see the results that kind of come through.
Yeah.
I think that's what is going to make you want to stick with the program and get everything else like that. And like you said, like everybody said that I've worked with, there's a great bunch of people to work with. And a lot of the people that you work with, a lot of people that the parents interact with are just amazing people. And it's a amazing thing once they have an experience with Tresco.
Yes.
I don't think I've heard a disparaging word anywhere,
Good.
except for Stacy. But she just says she's busy all the time. She's just really, really busy. But honestly, I think she likes it. If she wasn't busy, she'd be bored out of her mind. I think I have that
I
feeling.
think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, great job, Brianna. Of course, it's great speaking with you.
Yes,
And
thank you.
thanks for allowing us to speak with you and learn a little bit more about DayOne. And once again, check out the website, DayOneNM.org. Don't forget about the Tresco website, which is trescoinc.org. And in a couple of weeks, we'll get back together again. And we will talk Tresco.